What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to 3-Star Draw. I am Down South 77, and this is the Adult Collector channel where we talk about G.I. Joe related stuff, usually classified, and every now and then we stray from the beaten path and we'll take a look at something else, other stuff that I'm into, like to get it, like to put it on the shelf, and every once in a while I'll take it out and play with it and take pictures of it. So I did something that I really couldn't have seen myself doing about 6 weeks ago. Not really sure how I feel about it either, but we're about to find out. So I broke down and I joined the Deadpool Corps. Is it Corps or is it Corpse? With Deadpool, you never know. I don't know. So I picked up the Legacy series Deadpool figure. Really hard to find right now. I never could have seen myself actually wanting a Deadpool figure, so I need to do a little background story here before we get into the figure. I've never been a Deadpool fan. I'm on record saying it many times. I didn't like the comic. Deadpool come along at the time that comics kind of went still falling. So I never liked Deadpool. Never could get into the comic, didn't care much for the character. Fast forward 30 years and all of a sudden Deadpool is all the rage. He's all in fashion. And I never really understood why. I had no interest in seeing the movies. Deadpool 1 came and went and everybody thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread or since, I don't know. Couldn't think of another analogy, strangely. I didn't watch it. I did eventually see it like bits and pieces. I saw from other people watching it that really loved it. I never saw a second of 2. But when they announced Deadpool vs. Wolverine and I started seeing the trailers for it, I really wanted to see that movie, which is funny because I don't really like Wolverine all that much either. I like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but I'm not a huge Wolverine fan. Never have been. Never been that huge of an X-Men fan myself. My older brother was. He was the X-Men guy. I wasn't. But I wanted to see the new movie. Like, all right, so the weekend before, I stayed up really late Saturday and I watched Deadpool 1 and I watched Deadpool 2 back to back. I did fall asleep during 2, but I finished it Sunday. And I really, really did like them. Ryan Reynolds is perfect as Deadpool, but I already liked Ryan Reynolds. So he's a perfect Deadpool. So I kind of, I got into the movies a little bit. Am I going to go back and start reading Deadpool comics? Absolutely not. Am I going to go back and learn every bit of Deadpool lore? Absolutely not. But if Ryan Reynolds is playing him in a movie, I'm probably going to be watching it. Whatever, even if he's just like a cameo, it's probably something I'm going to see because I really did like that. So the day that I went to go see Deadpool vs. Wolverine, I saw it the Saturday that it come out. I had a few minutes before the movie started. I went to Target, as one does, to look for toys, as one does. And I look at everything because I like to talk about it on the channel and tell people what is showing up, where. I'm in a couple Facebook groups and like everybody informs everybody because everybody collects different stuff. Like, hey, I always look to see what's out, what's hitting the stores. They had this figure. They actually had 2 of this figure. They just put up a case of these. And if you didn't know, this is case packed with 2 Wolverines, 2 of the Deadpool Legacy, and 2 of the Superior Spider-Man. They had 2 Deadpools, 2 Wolverines, and they had 1 Spider-Man. So somebody saw these and they only bought Spider-Man on the weekend that Deadpool come out. So maybe there's somebody else out there like me. I didn't buy it. I was like, well, it's a good enough looking figure, and they're making Legends better now. I just picked up Kingpin. That's the only other Legend that I've got. Just because I can't go down that rabbit hole, and it's going to be ones that I pick up a few, 1 or 2 here or there. So I didn't buy it. I went and saw the movie, and I come out of the movie and thought, I should have bought that damn figure. I'm going to buy it next time I see it. I didn't go back to Target, which I should have, because this figure's really hard to find. All three of them are harder to find. I would actually say the Superior Spider-Man is even harder to find than Deadpool. Wolverine, not so much, because it's not costume Wolverine, it's shirt Wolverine. Anyway, so I couldn't find this figure anywhere. Nobody had it in stock. Amazon didn't even have the listing for it. And then when I finally found the listing for it, it's like currently unavailable, that old chestnut. So Wolverine you can get, you can't find Deadpool, you can't find Superior Spider-Man. I kept checking Target, Walmart, online, whatever. Nobody had it. GameStop didn't have it. Nobody had it. And one day, I go in a Walmart that is a Walmart that never has anything. But again, I'm in the streets for you guys. And they had the Wolverine figure. Like, well, this is a good sign. So I look all over. No Spider-Man, no Deadpool. But I did go take it to an employee. And I asked them to scan and see if they had any more. They actually did. I found a nice, helpful employee. We don't have any more. This is, there's some more coming in Tuesday. Well, I wasn't going to be in that city Tuesday. I said, well, do you have a way to check a couple other stores? Because there were a couple I was going to be close to. Both of them had them. They showed in stock. Like, sweet, I'll be out that way tomorrow. Went out that way. Nothing. But Walmart is in the middle of getting ready to do their fall reset. And they don't even have a tag for it, and they're not putting out a lot of stock because they're going to have to turn around and move it all around again, so it makes sense. So unless you get lucky and see it on a pallet, I didn't, it's hanging out in the back room. So I was kind of bummed. I'm like, all right, well, I'll just have to check online. Finally, after several days, it shows up on Walmart online, but it's like $45 because it was one of those damn third-party sellers that Walmart, for whatever reason, uses. And like, nope, no way. Filtered it to Walmart-only results. It didn't even show up. Keep trying this search configuration a few times. And finally, one day, last Saturday, it populated. It was in Walmart's online app through Walmart, $24.97. Ordered it. It was here Monday. I wasn't, but the figure got here Monday. So I have checked a few times because, again, the man on the streets checking to see if it's hitting. I've seen it come back in stock one more time at Walmart. Now, you can find it at Walmart if you search all the retailers and you want to pay like $50 for a $25 figure, but it's there. So it is coming in and out of stock at Walmart. I've seen other people in the group saying that they've seen it at Walmart. So it is starting to show up. So unless it's just something you're dying for, don't overpay for it. It's going to be there. And we do have the other version that's coming out in November. And that actually comes with less accessories than this one does, but it's in the cool movie box. And we get the cool suited Wolverine in the movie box. I think that was a little bad timing there. Seems like that would have been the version they should have brought out the weekend that the movie hit, but what do I know? I'm just a guy that buys Hasbro, so I have the right to talk about Hasbro. Anyway, I picked it up. I'm excited to get him out because I do want to have him on the shelf. Does come with the unicorn. Wolverine. Deadpool loves unicorns from what I gather. And I don't know if this figure's been released. Like, I'm sure this is probably the 411th repaint of this Deadpool. And the other one that's coming this year probably is too. But you know what? I don't have any of them. So I have this one now. So I'm going to open this one and we're going to check him out. And then he's going to go on the shelf fighting like Dracula or something. So, All right. Got the back of the box there with him in his playful pose, I guess that is, and our Deadpool logo there. Got the heart, get the mask. Let's get a look at the box there. All right. Seen enough of that. And this does have Marvel. I'm looking at Marvel. Hasbro's new favorite thing, the pull tab. Still getting these. Have the little background there. I guess that is suit, I guess. Supposed to be maybe his suit. I don't know. I'll put that up there. I do like it when they come with inserts, though. So we got our Deadpool here. We got 2 katanas and silver paint. Got our unicorn, and we got 1, 2, 3 extra set of hands. Got a knife. I didn't think this one come with pistols because you couldn't see it in the box, but they're actually holstered. That's interesting. They could have put them over here or something, but neat. All right, getting him out tells me that the people over at the G.I. Joe packaging department are seriously trying way too hard for a raise, because that stuff come out of the package super easy. A little bit of tape on each one of these and peel the tape and they popped right off, unlike G.I. Joe where you actually have to practically dig the stuff out of the tray. So I do like that. So let's go ahead before we look at him. Look at what he comes with. So he has a pair of punching hands that do not have the silver on the glove for the, I was going to say knuckle duster, but it's not knuckle duster. It's the top part of the glove, the top of the hand will be right here. And he has a set of holding hands. These are holding hands. Isn't that sweet? These are for the katanas. They do have the silver on the top of the hand. And then he has his gun hands, his trigger fingers, also has the silver. You know, you wonder why they did it on 2 of the pairs, not on this one. Well, he has the splayed fingers. He comes with those on, which is an interesting choice, but I don't know. It's Deadpool. So he does come with the splayed hands that do not have the silver on top of the hands. Go ahead and take a look at his katanas here. A pretty good looking katanas. And look, they're not blunt. I mean, not really, they are, but nothing like some of what we see in the Joe stuff. They look pretty good. There's not a whole lot to them, but again, they got the silver on there. The detail on the wrap, not real intricate or anything like that, but there is texture there. It's not just flat. And then we got his knife again, actually kind of pointy compared to what Joe stuff usually is, and do not have texture on the hilt. It is just smooth, which, I mean, that's fine. And then we got his unicorn. It's just not a whole lot to it, but it does have the blue eyes and the horn is gold. Tail is white. I feel like it would have been cool if they made the tail a different color, maybe, streak some black in there, or maybe even some of the same blue as the eyes. I think that would have been pretty cool. But again, I'm not going to complain too much because it's a Marvel figure and it was $24.97 instead of $27.97. So go ahead and take a look at the man of the hour here. This is my first Deadpool figure, y'all. So does have his pistols, and these do look like these are Desert Eagles. These are definitely Desert Eagles. So that's an interesting touch. Deadpool likes to use Desert Eagles. Somebody tell me if That has always been his preferred type of pistol. I have no idea, but these are definitely Desert Eagles. Let's have a matching pair of them. Note they are black. They are not gold pistoleros. And the holsters for them are molded in. So the holsters ain't going anywhere. They don't appear to move very much. Yeah, I don't think those are... The straps actually move, but the holsters don't seem to. He does have this little leg pouch here. That does not... I'm not going to mess with it. I don't think that it's fixed in place like glued. I think it's just actually... It actually fits on there and stays up. Neat. So he's got his belt. Got the Deadpool symbol there on his belt. And all this is attached and goes under his scabbards for his katanas. You could get this off if you wanted it off. I don't think it'd be too hard to get off. You're going to have to heat it and try to slip it down and over this arm. Now his scabbard is fixed. So I don't know if that's something you like or not. I haven't made my mind up yet, but I'm used to G.I. Joe classifieds where nothing you put in the back peg hole stays in there. So, that might be a good thing. Actually, use a backpack that's, kind of a backpack anyway. So he does have his sheath here, and this does not move. This is going nowhere. That's fixed. I actually like the fact that doesn't really slide around. Check out his face there. Paint on him looks good. I mean, he's pretty simple. Like he's, Spider-Man with an attitude. That's what he was styled after. One of the main influences for Deadpool. I do know that much. He's got some nicks in his body armor. I think that's pretty cool. Again, you guys tell me how many times this figure has been repainted and wound up with the version I have in my hand, because I truly do not know. So it looks like he's going to have kind of the same articulation I'm used to with Joe's. Double jointed pinless elbows. It's going to get him should be able to get him into some really good poses. And this is a Deadpool, so, he's like a ninja without being a ninja, I guess. He's got does some of the same kind of moves and stuff that we would see. So he does have pinned legs. He's double jointed knees, but they are pinned at the knee. Don't really bother me that much. That stuff's being kind of phased out, but again, it's not that big a deal to me. They're not that unsightly, I don't think. The plastic is all red. It blends as well as it's going to blend. That don't really bother me. I think it's unusual. The elbows aren't pinned, but the legs are. Again, I don't know how old the buck for this figure actually really is. Let's check out his ankles, because I do have Hasbro ankles do tend to be a problem. Get them freed up there. Don't seem like they're going to be too bad. Getting him into some poses, because that's what you want. Start with the ankles and work up most of the time on these guys. So if the ankles are kind of crappy, then it's not going to bode well for posing. Does have a pretty nice butterfly. Look at that. G.I. Joe. Go talk to these guys. Working butterfly joints. Like, you can have him doing mystical poses with those hands. Look at that. I am impressed. That is nice. That's a really nice. Man. So that means if I can get this hand off, get our right hand. Let's see if the cuffs are removable. Cuffs are not removable on this figure. So yes, they're going to be a little bit mismatched. The butt of that pistol it's kind of wide, but if you've ever held a Desert Eagle, that's how they are. So that means you can actually get this dude into a true shooting pose. I know the hands don't match, but this is the splayed hand option that we get. So you can actually get him into somewhat of a shooting stance with the pistol. Now the way this hand is done, it's kind of funky with the fingers, because your fingers aren't going to be all like that, but close enough. I mean, look at that. You can get it right there in the V. Once you get the joints broken loose. So that, I mean, that's good enough, man. I like it. Pistols are really gummy. Really gummy. So it does have torso cut there, and he does swivel too. So man, you can look at that. Like, we ain't getting this in classified, and it's not flimsy. Like, it's a torso chest cut that the ratchet is not all floppy on. I'll have to start buying some more Marvel Legends. I did just order that Punisher. So let's go ahead and pop. Wrong one. Pop a sword hand on here. It actually goes in. So I kind of like the closed sword hand. You can see how that goes in there, and it stays. So that means you're going to be able to get him into a two-handed pose with the sword. Man, that's a pretty good figure, y'all. I ain't even going to lie. I didn't pay attention to the way I put the other one in. Let's see. I don't think it matters, but they are really flimsy though. All right. They go in really tight. They ain't coming out on accident, that's for sure. So this is actually a pretty dang good figure, man. I'm glad I picked this up. I'm just gonna need some work breaking those joints free on him, but I mean, he moves really well. So you're gonna be able to do a lot with this guy. You're gonna be able to have him dancing, doing all kind of stuff, doing the opening. Oh, I almost got him on his tiptoes. So you're going to be able to do the opening scene in Deadpool and Wolverine. Doesn't have drop down hips. He don't really need them though. This figure does not really need the drop down hips, although if he had them, there's no telling what kind of crazy stuff you could get him doing with them. He's already got really good flexibility and posability. But he really don't think needs the drop down hips with being able to have the torso swivel and the ratchet. So let's go back to, we didn't do a punching hand yet. So you can get that back. It goes back pretty far. Be able to get him like he's getting ready to throw a haymaker on somebody. Now I want to go back to the splayed hand because I want to see if he can hold the unicorn. think the fingers, the hands they're pretty flexible. So I'm trying to figure out if there's a way that it's sculpted. Because the unicorn's flexible too. If there's a certain way you're supposed to put it in his hand. I mean, you can do it like that and it's going to stay like that. I just don't really care for the way it looks. So it seems like you ought to be able to get it in there supported by his fingers. So that right there, maybe that's how it's supposed to go. It seems like that fits where he's actually holding his unicorn. And it stays in there. It stays in there nice. So this is a good figure. You know, you don't have to deal with the gummy weapons. But I mean, they're Desert Eagles for sure. And they fit in. That one come out, but I mean, you see I had to actually tap it to get it to come out. Now, probably as gummy as they are, you can probably push them down further and get them to stay. I'm not gonna mess with it too much. This is where an aftermarket company for aftermarket weapons for me would come in really nicely, is getting him some pistoleros with some accents on it. Knife goes in the sheath, stays in pretty well, and then like you can get him doing all kind of stuff, and then he's still got all kind of extra hands. He's got hands for days. So I really do, because you can actually you're gonna be able to get him like he's cuddling his unicorn, like he's getting ready to fight somebody over his unicorn. Man, this is a good figure. If you guys don't have a version of Deadpool and you're thinking about getting one, I recommend this one. Now, the one that's supposed to be coming out later, it looks like it's this figure, and it's a little bit brighter. And I think the gloves, I think, are a different shade here on the silver. I think I had it pulled up, but I'm not looking at it right now. So y'all, if you are in the market for a Deadpool figure, I recommend this one. If you don't have one, pretty nice figure. I got him over here. Got Kingpin out. Did Deadpool ever fight the Kingpin? Surely, in the last 33 years, at some point, he's fought Kingpin. I don't know. Don't know the lore, but seems like they would probably tangle at one point or another, and that's pretty far away. So you can see the size difference in Kingpin. Deadpool is a pretty slender figure. I mean, he's not a real big dude. That's like he's just a, you know, average size guy, I guess. Probably slightly lower, you know, than average size, I would think. This thing looks really good for Kingpin, but it doesn't. You can get him in like that, but like he can't hold it. Like I said that in my video for that Kingpin, like he should be able to swing it some way. But anyway, we're not talking about Kingpin. I just wanted to show them together. And then I've got this guy still over here. And Skeleton's actually a little bit bigger. It's the Mythic Legion Skeleton 2.0. And watch, he's not going to sit there now. I had him perfect. Alright, well, we'll put him back in a minute. We're not looking at him. So, yeah, there is the Legacy Collection Deadpool, you guys. What do you think? Did you pick him up? Have you been able to find him? Are you planning on picking him up? I do actually recommend this figure, so I'm happy that for my first Deadpool figure, I bought a good one, apparently. So, check him out. Guys, like this, I appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up, that subscribe, all of that stuff. Tell all your friends. I may be doing some more Marvel Legends, because with this guy and this guy, quality on them seems to be going up. Like they're looking at G.I. Joe improving the quality of Marvel Legends, and G.I. Joe's not looking at what they're doing, I don't think. But maybe they will. They're the same company. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you tuning in for this, enjoying my Deadpool experience with me, and I will see y'all next time on 3 Star Draw.